Hi and welcome along to the weekend roundup. We are back here to discuss all the games that took place at the weekend. Joining me, esteemed panel, we have, of course, Abby Summers. I'm doing her first because Tottenham sit top of the table. Only on goals scored, by the way, right?
Still top, man.
Right, we're top at the moment. Right.
Good at chest.
We got Matisse. Big smile on his face.
3-point collector.
That's what we do now. It's mad.
We've got Flex. Big smile on his face.
Matt, you're shameless.
For a draw. For a draw, people. This is what I have to deal
He
with.
flopped this week. AGT's
Cheers,
here,
Rob.
but,
Yeah.
AGT's in the building as well. Big Liverpool fan. The video today brought to you today by Fair Play. Remember Fair Play, Abby?
I do remember
that
Fair
app Fair Play?
What I don't remember is
not
being
very
told I
fair
got
play,
to
though, is
forfeit if I get it wrong.
It's an app that allows you, right, to place a bet against your mates. Right now, there's no commission, so you take 100% of all of the winnings, and it's free to download.
Good.
Right? If you bet a tenner, the winner keeps £20. Simple as that. But make sure that the person pays up. The app's designed so that you can get bragging rights over your mates. You could bet over anything. You could bet over who can drink the most pints. You can bet over, will Van Dijk make a howler? Anything you want to bet on, you can do that. And on Deal Sports on Thursday, Abby bet that Manchester City would beat Arsenal.
Ooh. How did that go for you, buddy?
Deflected goal, eh?
So salty. Salt is
But
mad.
Arsenal won.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah?
Congrats.
So you got to pay up.
What do you want from me?
Right, you got to pay up. Also, if you signed up for that bet last time, right, and you didn't accept the bet, you can still do that now, and you can get the money that was deposited, right? So you still win. So download the app; it's for free. This week we're doing a special because it's an international break. So Fair Play are giving everybody a free £5 bet. All you got to do is register and use the promo code INT for international, and you can receive a free £5 bet to play with your mates. Make up your own bets, have some fun. And when signing up, you'll be automatically entered into a draw to win a signed Lionel Messi Qatar 2022 shirt. All right.
Not bad.
Users need to be 18 plus, be gamble aware as usual. Okay. And the link is in the description. Get involved right now with Fair Play. Fair play?
Fair play.
Fair play.
Fair play.
Where do we start this week? Let's start with the big game yesterday. Arsenal won.
Yeah, I was busy
Manchester
doing it. I was
City
busy
nil.
watching F1. I was busy
You're
working
watching
next
F1
door.
now. Yeah. You're watching F1.
I was busy working
Don't even need to
next
watch that
door.
as well. You know who won now.
I
Like,
can
it's
send you
over.
I can send you the highlights.
Oh no, I've seen your highlights. You want me to start from what I've seen on the highlights?
Because I heard you a little dig there about deflected goal.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a deflected goal, but I will give it to you that Michael Oliver completely bottled it. I will give you that.
God, yeah. That was a
It's a
shocking.
sham. It was a,
Listen,
yeah.
Horrendous
I was at the
decision,
game,
man.
yeah. I was at
Worse
the
than
game.
Curtis Jones.
I
knew you'd bring that up.
knew you'd bring that up as well.
Oh,
I was at the
am
game.
I wrong?
He just can't help
Finds a
himself.
way. Finds a
They
way.
were
It's like
both
me
red
saying,
cards.
listen, mate,
Like,
Two red
listen, mate, you
cards.
got robbed last week. It's somebody else's turn. Can you just let them take their turn to get
They
robbed?
can't.
It's somebody else's turn. It's not Liverpool's turn.
You know,
anymore.
I was
Two
at-
red cards.
I was at the game, right? And first of all, like, I thought that tackle could warrant a red.
Which is what I said.
You know what I mean? When they
You're
started, the VAR checked it, and as usual, they went with their mate on the pitch. They may as well call that, do I go with my mate on the pitch, or do I go with
Mates for rates.
what should really happen? Well, they went with their mate on the pitch, and they decided that it wasn't a red card. Okay, fair enough, right? Not clear and obvious, right? Although it looked quite clear to me, but not clear and obvious, right? They don't want to referee games from in the VAR room, I hear that. But the second one, which is almost identical, soon after, and you see Oliver straight away, it's almost like he's thinking, well, I'm going to have to deal with Pep
Yeah.
after the game.
Straight away, he went like that.
He just
Telling
went
him to
straight
get
away,
up, though.
yeah.
That's...
That foul, I mean, he should have been sent off. If we hadn't won that game yesterday now, that would be the massive talking point of the game. Basically, Michael Oliver is supposed to be one of our best referees. He bottled it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think. He bottled making a huge decision.
Yeah, studs are up. Second challenge.
Yeah.
Studs are up. He
And
caught
also,
him on
like,
the side of the
second-
foot. And it's a second
it's a
offence.
second offence,
And
yeah.
the thing is as well, it was really stupid from Kovacic because it's like, you've just been booked. You're lucky to still be on the pitch. I was having a debate with my chat and I was like, it's tough. It's like an orange. Like, it's really close to a red. But I can see how maybe you might not give it. But then the second one's just a clear and obvious second yellow and you got to send them off. So he bottled it. Like, I don't know. It's this Man City... Again, I know you're going to bring up Rodri, handball, and all these other incidents.
Nothing
as
ever
well.
goes against them.
It
Really?
does feel like that, yeah. It does feel like nothing goes
Thank you
against
for
them
saying
too
that,
often.
'cause if I said it-
I can't remember the last time they have grievances with referee
The goal
decisions.
at
Even
home
the
against Fulham
the
as
Fulham
well
decision as
should
well.
have
So
not counted.
they say that it all balances out. We will see, but so far this season it really hasn't. For
Well, it
them.
balanced out because we won the game. So, but listen, I thought Arsenal yesterday, I like how we played. I was at the game, great atmosphere. It was a game, it seemed like watching the game, that looked to me like two high quality teams at it. It reminded me of back in the day when we used to play Man United. When we used to play Man United, and you know what I mean, you're watching two good teams and nobody really wants to...
It's a bit like a chess game
It's
yesterday.
a bit of a chess game. Nobody really wants to make that mistake because you know you'll get punished. You know, Raya in the first half looked a bit shaky, Randy. I mean, there was that time when he got charged down
Can I ask you a
by
question on
Alvarez.
that? Are you confident in David Raya?
Yeah, listen, he's come from Brentford, innit, right?
Yeah.
He's obviously got all the ability and all the quality, but he's obviously, you know, it's a big. He's not probably played in nothing of that magnitude at
Yeah, but you
Brentford,
could
so
also-
nerves are going to kick in.
Yeah, but you could argue that Ramsdale didn't have that either.
Listen, I still think Ramsdale's very unlucky not to be in the side at the moment. But listen, you say that, but he's now his Premier League games he's played in, he hasn't lost a game.
Yeah.
Right, and he conceded 2 in one game. Every other game he's kept a clean
He's very
sheet.
fortunate in that City game, though.
He was.
He should have been 2-0 down because of him.
How that
Should
hit
have
the
been
side
2-0.
net.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, at Brentford, they were playing long to Mbeumo and
Yeah.
Tony. So his long-range passing is what everyone caught the eye, and they were like, oh, he's such a great
Yeah, they're not
passer.
fantastic build-up
But
team.
in terms of short range, he's not... At Brentford, they don't play out from the back. So
But I'd say...
I'm not saying he's bad short range,
I'd
but
say what
maybe-
happened with him is that, like, in the first half he was definitely shaky, but in the second half he
Fixed
played
up.
well.
Yeah.
He was controlling
just
the
nerves.
tempo of the game. Yeah,
It's just nuts. When you go to these
Yeah.
mammoth clubs, right?
You know
and
about
this. I know about this. Yeah, exactly. We do that in my section because everyone knows what I think about my keeper right now. But how I see your situation is, David Raya is a competent goalkeeper. He is. The things he was doing in that first half, you're going, oh my God! Like, he is a bag of nerves, and that transmits through to the stadium. That transmits through to the players, the opposition players, himself, and the whole energy was just negative. And on a different day, Arsenal would have been 2 down because of David Raya. The one where hits off Alvarez and goes wide, luckily, that could have been a goal. And then Nathan Ake should have scored because he gave a crap pass to Rice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that could, normally they would be 2-0. But what I do respect, and this is an Arsenal thing, actually, all of them, Arsenal deserve massive praise, not because of how really well they played, the concentration that they showed. If you look at Arsenal, the reason why they've lost so many games to City has been, sometimes it's just that Arsenal have had players like El Neni playing or Holding playing, so it's like, how is we ever going to win? But most of the time, it's awful concentration, giving away cheap, silly goals. And if you look at people like Declan Rice, if you look at people like Saliba, Gabriel, who sometimes has a mistake in him, not yesterday, those three, and even though Jesus didn't have his best game out on the wing and it's not his best position, he was at it, yeah? And you can't replicate that. Arsenal just didn't make key mistakes. And then when you look at the game-changing bits about Martinelli coming onto the pitch, he's just a breath of fresh air. He's like an old-school winger where he's like, he makes every single defender that he goes up against, whether it's Wan-Bissaka, whether it's Kyle Walker, you know, top right-backs, whether it's Reece James, Trent, doesn't matter who it is, he makes them be honest and he makes them have to work. Now, he didn't skin Kyle Walker inside out. He didn't skin Wan-Bissaka inside out, but he gets change every single time. Doesn't just give the ball away. He always engages and he makes the other fullback have to go, right, I tell you what, I'm in trouble. And I think Arteta deserves a lot of praise with the changes that he made. You look at Zinchenko coming off. I think you look at Pep Guardiola and he's gone, right, let me get Doku on there and put him on Zinchenko. Zinchenko won the first duel as well, by the way.
He did,
so
he did.
that was the first one.
Yeah.
But then Pep went, nah, Tomiyasu's coming on. He's probably not going to have much joy. Let me put him up against flipping Ben White and go on the other side. And actually, that gamble where Tomiyasu's gone, I tell you what, he's had a look around. I could gamble. I could go forward here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's a fantastic pass. So I just think Arsenal deserve a lot of credit for the concentration that they showed. And I'm going to do a little bit of I told you so. Because there was so many Arsenal fans, that I spoke, and this isn't everyone, but there was a lot. Because I was watching the previews, I'm involved as a neutral, I want to see how Arsenal fans feel before the game, speak to Turkish and that, see Cecil and stuff like that. Huh?
Curtis as well.
Curtis was on this very show on Thursday. This team, we ain't got this and we ain't got that. Let's make no mistakes. That was an Arsenal team without
Saka.
4 of their best players, really, from the start.
And City, though.
And City. So it was par.
City missing 2.
Yeah, and then
obviously
usually
Rodri and
Grealish would
De Bruyne.
start, though. If he's up to fitness, he might start. Arguably, Grealish.
Arsenal missing 2, isn't it? Saka and Partey.
And Martinelli from the start.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Thing is, listen,
you know what I mean?
we-
So
we
I just
been-
they deserve credit. And Arsenal fans, I don't understand why they didn't believe that against a City side that's
the
going
history.
through a little bit of
The history,
You
though.
can beat them,
mentally,
man.
I think City.
You can beat them.
You just when you've lost to a team that many times in a row, you just think they have the mental edge, not just the technical and physical edge, but also the mental edge as well. And I looked at that City team; they were unrecognisable. It was an awful game of football. I know we're going to give Arsenal credit, especially the defenders. Like Saliba was ridiculous, and it's not the first defender I've seen lock up Haaland. I've seen Rudiger do it as well.
Joe
Now there might
Gomez.
be something there. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of a game plan, but. That game was horrendous. Like
David Sanchez?
I know there's been a winner now because
up
the
your
goal
lot.
was deflected, and on the balance of play, I'd say Arsenal slightly deserved it because in the second half they came out and it was a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
But that game was absolutely horrendous.
There was no
From a
quality.
technical
at all.
standpoint, the quality
Poor.
was on the floor, and thankfully somebody scored because if they didn't, we wouldn't be talking about that. We'd be talking about Kovacic and the red card that should have happened. But apart from that, the quality of the game was awful.
I think that a lot of that was down to we've learnt a lot from playing City. We
Yeah.
try and play City. We trying to take it to them all the
You was
time.
mature.
We've realised now that you've got to respect the team that you're playing. So and I wouldn't say we didn't sit in, but we were just said to them, right, you're gonna have to go out wide, man. Yeah, we're gonna be quite compact in the middle. So we played Jorginho and Declan Rice. They're both really good, right? And like you said, Saliba and Gabriel. I mean, Haaland did not have a shot in the
Colossal.
game. Not a shot.
Both
in
games
the game.
against Arsenal this season is that XG has been like 0.0.
Yeah. He didn't have a shot in the Community Shield.
Bullied
He didn't
by
have a shot in
Saliba.
that game.
Bullied.
There's one time when Saliba does.
Bop.
Yeah.
Hold that on the halfway line.
There's been some City fans saying, "Look, no Rodri." Listen, we've been to the Etihad last season. There was no Saliba. We played them last season. We had no Partey. We had no Jesus. We've had players missing. I hear no one saying.
There's no excuses.
Right?
Can't be excuses.
I think we fully deserved to win the game yesterday. It was a real sort of like Abby said, it was a
game,
chess
though,
match.
Yeah.
It was a
I
chess
I
match.
think a draw would have been a fair
nil-nil
result.
draw would have been
Yeah.
fair.
But you forced the issue a bit more,
I
and
thought
you
the
make your own
second
luck.
half we were the better team. We were
Make your own luck.
the team
I
pushing.
think when Martinelli first came
know?
on, the first 10 minutes of the second half, there was
He changed.
there was a change, but then it went back to being
Yeah,
dead.
it wasn't
I was like,
great.
I feel
It wasn't
like,
bad
I feel,
game.
obviously, I didn't watch the full game because I was doing the F1.
You're
But
lucky.
from obviously the highlights I've seen and what I've read, it just seemed like it's a bit of a weird thing from a City standpoint. It was as if they didn't want to lose the game, and usually you see
Playing
City
for a
have
draw.
no fear.
No,
Yeah,
They looked like they just
playing
wanted to
for a
get
draw.
out of there. 0-0 they did.
Exactly, just
They're a
like
bit
get
worried
in,
about
get
our
out.
threats. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean.
Exactly, which is, I'd say, obviously a big credit to Arsenal because of how far you've come, the fact that they've come to the Emirates and, in a way they're sitting back and fearing you. Maybe that's because of the injuries they've got. But you think with the squad they've got, they'd still be City and want to come out of there with all 3 points. I think that it was very much like, we're not going to go too hard because we don't want to get caught on the counter by Arsenal. We're just going to sit, we'll get our moment, or Arsenal will make a mistake, which you didn't do. And in the end, it was City that...
One
made
shot on
some
target
form
for
of
I
90
don't know
minutes
about
for
that.
City
I think
is
City's-
nowhere near good enough.
I think
No.
City need to get a lot more heat for that performance.
Yeah.
Because they were awful.
It's
If
awful.
anybody else turns up and has one shot on
That's
target,
bad.
they get grilled for it. They had no Rodri. That's fair enough. But De Bruyne's been missing the whole season, so that's not new.
We locked them, man. We locked
they
them.
got locked- they got locked
Players
out.
like
It was poor.
Alvarez has come in and he's been brilliant for them.
Yeah.
Right, and he's been brilliant in sort of playing even in that De Bruyne role. He got locked. He did nothing in the game.
Well, he closed
Apart
down
from-
Raya and
apart
almost
from he
scored,
closed down, but he didn't have a shot.
But
So
I think the
he did
credit-
nothing in
None
the
of them
game.
did. None of them
Haaland did nothing.
But I think
We
City
locked
was
it.
very passive. City
locked
looked
it.
like they were just trying to just go through gears and they go, you know
I've
what,
not
if
really
we draw
seen
this
that
0-0, we'll
before.
get out and go home.
it's
You know,
weird.
the
It's
fact
not
that
something that City
it's
do.
not the fact that Pep Guardiola has gone. Do you know what?
I don't think they were allowed to do
I'll just play Rico Lewis in the middle, and I'll just let the kid do what he needs to do.
But he played
I'll play
Rico
Kovacic
Lewis.
with him.
He played
from
Rico Lewis
in the
in
Champions
the
League.
in the Champions League.
Yeah, and it
they
worked
won.
obviously against them.
So-
but they're going through a little bit of a period, and you know what? I'm happy to see it because at the end of the day, usually City just
Good
run
for the
away
league.
with anything. And look, the title was never going to be won or lost or decided yesterday, no matter what happened and how it happened.
Agreed.
And we can't get carried away thinking City are in the mud now. But it's nice to see them just have a little mini thing. This is the first time we lost back-to-back games in ages.
I
Let's
think right as
2018.
well.
Yeah.
I think as well that what yesterday shows that Arsenal are in this title race again. I know it's still early in the
They
season.
were never out of it. I don't even
Right.
understand
No,
why.
but a lot of people have looked on last season and said, like, I was on a show. I was on a show on a Saturday with Boovie already,
Yeah.
right? He's telling me about top four. He goes, just be grateful you lot going for top four. I said, no, we're contenders. You'll see. And I think you
You are
saw that.
contenders.
Also unbeaten this season as well. They haven't lost a game yet in the Premier League. You know what I mean? Despite not being at their scintillating best, despite missing some key players, right? Because remember, that was Martinelli's first game for about 5 games. Right? So Arsenal, and there was no Saka yesterday.
That's why I'm so disappointed.
Arsenal
in
in it.
City, because
Arsenal in the race.
Taking advantage
there's
of
no
that.
Saka, there's no Martinelli.
But then it is a big miss for them to not have Rodri and also not have De Bruyne. And it's clear that
They haven't had De Bruyne since the
haven't had
first
De Bruyne.
game
No, I
of the
know.
season.
And there was no
I know.
Partey as well.
But they haven't been
No
good.
Partey.
They
When
also
Partey
haven't
came on with
particularly
Rice,
good.
much
Even though
different.
they were unbeaten up until last week, obviously, as well, I don't think that City have been at their best.
No, but they've been
either.
smashing teams. He's talking about.
I don't think they've been at their best.
Up until the Wolves game, they've been.
I still don't think they've been at their best.
No, they haven't. But the thing that I take away from yesterday, yes, it was a rubbish game to watch, but big up to Arteta because if you look at the goal, all four subs were involved in that goal.
Yep.
Every single sub that he brought on made the difference. And I think going on what Matisse said, 12 losses in a row against City. Obviously, you do well against them in the FA Cup and the Charity Shield. But to get that first league victory, you were never, ever, in my opinion, going to have a better time to go and beat City than you did yesterday.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And you did.
No, that's
What
true.
do you
That's
mean,
true.
here we go. They
That's
didn't
true.
have all
but
these
no,
players.
but you
and
know
you're
what,
at home.
Alex,
So
they
did-
don't feel like that because
We didn't have Saka.
especially when they saw the team come out. When
Yeah.
I ran my cousin, right, and when the team news come out, nah, man, just see Eddie's up front now. We got thing. Why didn't he play Reece
that's not an
Nelson?
insult,
And
by the way.
why didn't he do
That's
this? And
starting
what?
lineup, yeah.
They felt even
Starting
more
lineup.
defeated when the starting lineup came up.
That was your
Innit?
best
Although I
time
was
to
cool
beat
with the
them.
starting lineup because I was like, I like the fact that Jorginho was in there because I was just like,
Trossard was
I was
decent.
just on the thing that I just want them to be solid.
I don't
in
know
that
with them
midfield.
players that were injured. I don't know. I know you could say Nelson for Eddie and then put Jesus up front and have Nelson on the wing. But other than that, maybe one change. What else could he really have done? Partey's not fit enough to start. Martinelli's not fit enough. Do you want him to play on Lenny instead?
Again and again, this is what I'm saying. Partey's been out for about the last 5 games.
He hasn't played
Martinelli's
this
been
season,
I think he played the first game of the season. Martinelli's been out. You know what I mean? So for Arsenal to be where they are at the moment, they're doing really well, and I think they're definitely going to be contenders this season.
I don't know who ruled you out of being contenders.
No, there's a
again.
lot of people been just saying,
I think some Arsenal fans I saw after the Tottenham game, they were like,
there's been a discussion
see,
saying
we're not as
that
good
only
and this, that, and the
Liverpool
other.
are going to be.
Get it.
I'd say you haven't
You know,
been. The only thing I'd say is that you look a bit more mature this season. Obviously, last season you were absolutely flying.
That was mature yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
I think, and that's the difference. Maybe that's why people think that you're not as good, but actually, it's a much more mature Arsenal.
Because in
we're
years
seeing,
gone
so.
by, like Flex said, you lose that game.
'Cause,
Someone
yeah.
messes up, gives it to Aguero or Silva or De Bruyne. His record against Arsenal is unbelievable. So that all goes into what I said, which is that was the best chance you had to beat them. I got one more question for you. What was it like punching up Nasri yesterday, man?
So this had nothing to do with me. I heard about that. Somebody,
Punch up at the game.
LJ Brown says apparently Sammy Nasri.
him because you know he did the thing a few years ago when he says Sammy Nasri.
Yeah. LJ Brown says apparently Sammy Nasri had an item thrown at him yesterday at the Emirates. The main suspect is Robbie. Thanks to that Nasri video. Had
No, you
nothing
lot
to
treat
do-
Arsenal legends.
Had nothing to do with me. My
Legends.
thing, my thing was always a friendly thing. It's absolute disgrace that person who. I don't know the full details of it, but
Kicked
apparently-
off at the end of the game as well.
Yeah,
on the bench.
it did kick off.
What was it? Your
It
set
kicked
piece?
off outside the ground
Your
as
set
well.
piece
apparently,
coach
as well.
and
Is it?
Walker was going up against each
apparently.
other.
But listen, Sammy Nasri, despite the fact that he did leave Arsenal, I didn't like the way he left Arsenal, but he should still be treated with respect.
So I thought it was you.
when
I
he comes
can't lie.
back to the club. I thought it was you. You got a Man City top on today, ain't you? You know what I mean? Jack says, big up to, go through some of the super chats here. He says, big up to Arsenal and Don Robbie. I hate Liverpool with all my heart.
Wow.
but big up to AGT too. One of my favourite and funny persons to watch.
Okay, I'll take that.
LJ Brown says, Matisse, your worst nightmare is currently happening. Both Spurs and Arsenal are first and second. Imagine if it was like this at the end of the season, he says.
Well,
You imagine.
I mean, let's be serious now. There's only one team that we really have to take into account when it comes to that stuff. We know Tottenham will do what they do.
Watch your mouth, are you?
We'll get to
Watch
that.
your mouth.
Marlon Blade says, Chelsea win and Matisse is now on time. Shocking.
Not just on time, present.
Only because he's only on time because he thought there was another fact to do before. He would have been late. Let's not give him too much credit.
Silver Running says, big up to Flex for having faith in Arsenal, having more faith in Arsenal than Arsenal fans. Mitch 1992 says, Spurs top of the league, and calm down, Robbie. We beat City every year. You do beat City every year, Spurs. And sorry, there's loads of super chats here. Well, it just shot up. Pat Mayer says, Spurs and VAR, name a better love story. Maybe a Liverpool fan still angry.
God, get over it.
Jurassic says, Oliver was the same guy.
It's getting sad now.
He says, Oliver,
This is true, by the way.
Oliver was the same guy who gave Martinelli 2 yellows in the same phase. I remember.
Oh, yeah, with the throw-in
in
and
the
then...
Wolves game, which has never happened again since
That was a mad
identical
one, that.
circumstances. He goes, Benjamin Ash says, Abbey and Glass is still upset over Arsenal's win. That's a bit harsh. Right?
Are you just referring to me as an object? That's rude. Do you know how mad that is?
Don't objectify him.
This is why I don't like them. This is why I don't like them, bro. Like,
This is why he's late every week.
this is why I don't like them. So I
Sammy
pray on
says,
their downfall,
What did
man.
they call you last week?
Arthur, but that's normal.
Arthur's.
Arthur.
Yeah,
That's
that's
normal.
Tanik said Arteta after the game said he
Classic.
told Raya to dwell on the ball for longer to slow down the game. So Flex is wrong about Raya being a bag of nerves. He was a bag of nerves. He did,
What are you on
Mate, he
about?
nearly kicked the ball in the goal.
he did ask him. It was obviously a very deliberate tactic. That is
Yeah.
true. It was obviously.
He weren't
a
nervous
very
for doing
deliberate
that. He was
tactic,
nervous for
but-
giving a shit pass to Declan Rice and then nearly scoring and
but
then
he
kicking it
still
against
did-
Alvarez.
he still I thought he looked nervous after the game.
he's
Bilal
nervous.
says, you think you're having better understanding of the world when you see Spurs on the top of the table, then nothing makes sense anymore. Jordan says, Man City are just Rodri and De Bruyne merchants. Without them, there's practically zero creativity. Haaland is a ghost. Well, I wouldn't get
Easy
carried.
now,
Frauds.
man. Easy.
No way. Dragon says, Abby said Arsenal would finish 5th on 88 Sport this summer. When did she change her mind?
Haven't been on them this summer. Haven't been on them.
Okay,
Or was it autumn?
she refutes
Check the
that.
date
So
on
aggressive.
that.
Hakim says chess match hype. That was a low quality game.
It was.
Lost Boy Nina says good day for everyone whose team won this weekend. The rest of you can collect your greetings from Brighton and
just me.
Arsenal. Kempiak says United and Chelsea supporters are used to Royal Rumble football. They can't recognise a game of tactics. United been hitting it long for 5 years, understood. And Manmo says, if Spurs keep this up until Christmas and make good signings in January, do you think they have a chance? The next 5 games seem promising for them. Abby, over to you. You got away with it a little bit
Why
at
have, we,
Luton.
sorry, why have we got away with it? You ground it out. Anyone else does that, you ground out a win.
Well, you're down
Why
to
is it
10.
we've got- why is
You're
it
down
we've
to
got away
10.
with it?
No, but I'm just saying you're down to 10
Yeah,
men.
so we ground
for a
out a
whole half.
1-0 win. Grounded it out. Give some respect.
Should have been 3-0 up as well.
Should have been 3-0 up. Cheers for Richarlison for that.
Richarlison.
They missed a sitter
But
as
then
well.
Luton missed that absolute sitter, didn't they?
Mate,
Sitter.
that was bad.
But
That's what
anyway,
I'm saying then.
Yeah, but I think you have to give respect. 10 men for majority of it.
Get
and
diving out of the game, man.
I agree completely.
Assume it's a disgrace and a cheat.
That is
It's
a
a
disgrace.
What was
and
he
a
doing?
cheat.
Like, it's just stupid, just
What is
really
he playing
petulant
at?
and stupid. There's no need to be diving.
No, get out of the
and
game,
rightly
man.
so.
It's
Got
disgusting.
the sending off for it. And the funniest thing is because it was the second yellow, right? So he's still on 4 yellows because it was 2 yellows and a red. So even when he comes back, the likelihood of him then missing the game after that, because as if he's going to
'cause
play
he's
again
gonna
and
get
then
another
He's
not
going
get
to hold a liquid
So
yellow
basically,
then
he's going to have to hold that too. So it was really
All of that.
stupid of him. But yeah, look, these are genuinely games that Tottenham didn't win. And I said it on the preview on Thursday. if I think back, this is the Spursiest game. Spurs go there and lose 1-0. And it is true. Like, in history, those are the type of games that we don't do. Still unbeaten. Do I think we're going to lose at some point? Absolutely. Do I think we're going to win the league? Absolutely not. But it's nice at the moment because when you think about the state we were in last season, and even going back before that, Jose, the last kind of 4.5 years, it is just nice to have a feel-good factor, and everybody is behind the team. And there is a very big credit to Ange Postecoglou for what he has done. And like I said, these are the games that we probably would have gone there with a mentality that we should do this easy, light work, and been stood up and been made to hold it, because we would have definitely lost that. I've seen it so many times. No, I don't think we're riding our luck. I think that we're just seeing a change of character from Tottenham. I think mentally we're seeing them actually go and play a full game, not take their eye off the ball. Obviously, there's still mistakes that do creep into things, but I think you have to give them praise. Why can't you praise Tottenham for being top of the league after 8 games? No one would have expected that. Still unbeaten, playing a good brand of football. Lots of new signings that have come into that squad. We've also got injuries too. We've lost Harry Kane. So I think there's a lot of factors that you have to actually say, well done to what Tottenham are doing, well done to Ange, and the way that he's managed to turn the club around in such a short space of time.
Should we take this Tottenham team very seriously? Are they title contenders, Matisse?
No, they're not title contenders.
Why?
Because they're top of the league. They
haven't lost a game.
Yeah. And they listen. They're playing brilliantly. I can't knock them for their start of the season. I think they've been really, really good. But the depth is not there. When you look at the players that come off the bench,
Agreed.
They're nowhere near the level. I mean, if when Son goes to the Asian Cup, it's Richarlison. When Basuma's out, it's Skip or Højbjerg that comes in, and we can go on with the centre backs, etc. You need a squad to win the league. Even if you're not in Europe, you need to have a couple of players you can bring in. I look at their first 11. If they could keep all of those fit, then I think they're definitely going to get Champions League the way they're going. But we're talking about a title here with Man City and Arsenal probably strengthening in January as well.
But the aim is not.
But that's not the aim.
The aim is not for Tottenham. Obviously, it's an aim, but the realistic aim is not for Tottenham to win the Premier League. We are so far away from that. The aim for us is to be playing good football and to try and get back into the Premier League.
We were saying the same thing as Arsenal fans last year when we sort of started, and we were
still too early though.
Yeah, but Arteta was a lot.
Arteta had been there
maybe
3.5 years. Ange's been there 3 months.
The point I'm just trying to make is that when we started for season well last year, nobody was talking about title challenges or nothing like that. But as the season started to go on, so I'm saying,
but we are aware of
the squad. Continue this on?
I think it will be very dependent on what happens in January. I think Tottenham have been in this position before. Even under Jose, where we have actually been top of the league at Christmas. I think it was that COVID season we were 2020. 21, we were top of the league, and again it all just like nosedived after Christmas, and we've been here before under Redknapp. I remember being.
You've got a different mentality now.
It is a different mentality, but it comes down to what the owners want to give you in January, because we've been in this position, I think it was 2012 with Harry Redknapp. We were there or thereabouts, top of the league, needed reinforcements. We got Ryan Nelson and Louis Saha, who was about 35 at the time. So if we are still in this position come Christmas time, January transfer window opens, AFCON, Basuma, Salbi off, Asia Cup as well for Son. It depends what they are going to do in terms of bringing in substantial replacements, in terms of also bolstering the squad.
Tottenham, they need like 4 signings.
Yeah.
Top signings.
And also Richarlison, you can't count on him to be your target man as a number 9. So
will Tottenham finish above Man United this season?
Wow.
On form,
the way he's umming about that.
They could. They could.
What do you think? Could. What's your gut telling you?
I think they will.
My gut's telling me they'll get 4th and we get 5th,
Finish above Liverpool?
No. They'll finish above Man United, but
finish above Liverpool?
You don't think we'll finish top 4?
I think you finish top 4, but I think we'll finish slightly above them. I think if you look at, again, the depth of the squad, which can be altered in January, but I think that's a good team there, and I think maybe in 2 or 3 years we might see that this year was the foundation block of building forward. But to have them finishing above Liverpool, no, not for me.
Finish above Chelsea?
No, because me and Abby have a bet.
I wanted to double or nothing that, and you said no.
Yeah, but you...
That was without even kicking a ball. We didn't even have a manager when I made that bet.
But when we made that bet, I wanted to put more on it, and you were like, no, slow. I remember. I was like, let's put 100. You're like, nah, let's put 50. That's what you said. That's what you said. Then your team started playing. You're like, you went into the stadium, you went to the game, you're like,
put a bit more. You should have put this on fair play, the fair play bet.
She's not having a good time with fair play.
way you have fair play, right? So download the app right
I
now.
said, let's do
Right?
double or nothing. And you went, no.
Yeah, this is
no,
You should have
perfect.
said it before the season started.
All this
It
argument
was
gets
one
cut out.
game in.
It doesn't
It was one game in.
No, but you see,
One
that's
game
right.
was all I needed.
Get the fair play app and put it on it, right? And then that way there's no argument.
Yeah, let's
right?
do
It's
that.
there.
It's too late.
Right, it's there.
It's not
Last
too
man
late.
next
standing.
season.
Oh, cheeky.
That's got a real life.
The cheek of you.
But listen, it was a massive win for Tottenham and Luton, by the way. Definitely going down for you guys. I mean, that was their opportunity, innit? When you got a team like Tottenham, it's 0-0 still. They're down to 10 men.
They did
They're
win
go-
it.
they're
They won
going
at
down
Goodison
anyway.
That's
Park.
your opportunity.
They were
innit?
going down
They won
anyway.
at Goodison Park, which
But
should
they
have
haven't won at
given
home
them.
yet, have they?
I know,
They've not
but
won
that's
a
what I was
game
about
at
to
home.
say.
They-
There's the games that they've got to win.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, to win at Goodison and then have that game at home, Saturday, early kick-off, you think the fans would be right up for it, which they probably were, but the quality doesn't translate to the fans on the pitch. They are poor, if I'm really honest. But again, stranger things have happened. I wouldn't write them off just
I
yet,
think
but
there's too
they're
much
the
quality
most
in the
likely
league for
for
me.
sure.
That's the problem. I think the league, there's way too much quality for them to amass enough points to stay up.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a poll going on, by the way. Will Spurs finish above Liverpool, right? So that's the poll. Voting that right now. Don't forget to like this video. 670 likes. Let's get that to over 1,000.
2,000.
And already over 8,500 people watching this live. So big up to all of you guys getting involved in it. Let's move it on. Actually, no, just before I do that, I've got some super chats. Squad depth and cutting edge lacking for Spurs, says Hakeem. Ricky Proctor says the way to get Spurs down is to start bigging them up as favourites. The more you say that, then
that's
they'll
your
fail. Yeah, but I don't know, man.
call it as I see
They
it.
they do have a different mentality this year.
We
You
do,
can
but
definitely see
I
that.
don't think any Spurs fan wants to, or I don't think anyone wants to be spoken about in that breath, because obviously we know it's probably not realistic anyway,
Yeah.
and we don't want any attention on
This
it.
was
We just
meant
want
to
to
be-
get on
George
with what we're
meant to be a
doing.
free
George
season.
It
Gunnar-
was. It's a free hit. It
George
is.
Gunnar says, are you losing Son for the Asian Cup in January? I'm sure
would think
he's
so,
the
yeah.
captain, isn't he,
Yeah.
of South Korea. Mr. Celtic 12 says, I love how Abbey and the Spuds fans are loving Big Ange now, but they all laughed at him when he was linked.
No, I didn't.
Celtic fans tried to
I think
tell
you said you didn't
lot.
care. You
I
didn't
didn't
say
care.
anything. You said something completely different.
yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Same to
very
the other
emotionally
panel
detached.
I was
members
emotionally
who
detached.
said that Spurs would struggle. So
games in, though.
the Celtic fans did say that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtic fans were saying how good he was, and
Absolutely.
a lot of people sort of putting him down, say, yeah, but I'd win the league in Scotland. I think I might even say
But,
that.
yeah. But I never
Right.
said that.
Jeffrey would have said that.
I
Robbie,
didn't
at
say
what
that.
point last season did you go from we're happy to be having this good vibe factor that Abby said to actually going, we can win the league?
When you started,
What month was it?
I think it was sort of Christmas. You know what I mean? Round about Christmas.
So
time.
you were around 2
No,
months
but I did.
away.
No.
I'll tell you what it was.
There's a very big difference. You have to look at the difference of the two sides. Arteta had been there 3.5 years. He was building something. He'd had multiple transfer windows. Ange has been there for
Spent a lot.
3
Yeah, but it was
months.
unexpected, though. I
It was,
wasn't-
no.
Last
It was
season,
unexpected.
I bet
but-
10 grand they wouldn't win the league.
No, I know you
Last
did.
That's how unexpected
yeah, last
it was.
season was just a lot. I'm like, can we get into?
Yeah,
the
but
top
Spurs
four?
going into a
It
title
was-
race
it was
now after how you
no,
did it, it's
it
chalk
was
and
completely
cheese.
unexpected,
Chalk
but
and
you
cheese.
still had 3.5 years of what your project had been building, multiple transfer windows and building a team. Ange has been there for 3 months and he's doing a fantastic job, but no one is. You can't really. It's a bit like apples and oranges that you're comparing because they're completely different projects.
Renzo Rodriguez says, Steve Urkel, coming at you hard, man. Steve
Me?
Urkel going to
Funny.
be in tears when they face Arsenal. And Jatender says,
Steve Urkel.
from how
I've got a lot of nicknames.
from how long
get used to
Southgate's personal favours will keep his personal favourites will keep White out of the England team. Yesterday he showed he's one of the best right backs in the league, if not in the not about the world, but in the league he's definitely up there. Let's move it on. Manchester United. I watched that game, right, and I thought Ten Hag was minutes away from being under some serious pressure about his job, because not only were they losing 1-0, but the performance, I was like, Old Trafford just seemed, I mean, you was there, but it seemed dead, it seemed flat. The fans, you could see they weren't happy. And then Scott McTominay basically came on and saved his skin, didn't he? I mean, Scott McTominay, and I remember I said this to you a few weeks ago on the show. How is it, when he plays for Scotland, he's scoring goals and doing stuff like that?
Play centre back for them as well.
But when he plays for United, he's been so poor. But he came on and he changed that game, didn't he? I mean, 2 massive goals. What was the emotions like being at Old Trafford for that game?
Largely, before we scored the last goal, for me personally, the emotions were just the same as every other game. Do all right for 20 minutes, concede a stupid, pathetic goal from a mistake, which happened again, and then everyone gets nervous, everyone feels down, and then the game just peters out. That was the same game that was against Palace, although it wasn't like a goalkeeper blunder and Anderson scored a decent goal. That was all there was in the game. You know, Galatasaray, mistakes. Like, it's just the same. It was just the same.
That was a fun game.
Yeah.
And a lot of them
not for me.
A lot of them come from the goalkeeper.
Exactly. He is massively costing Man United right now.
He's having a club. He's having a Bravo Man City season.
Worse.
Way worse.
Like, the mistakes he's making are so bad. Like, they literally seem like, I'm telling you now, you know, like when you play 7-a-side and somebody has to go in goal and you just don't want to, so you can't save properly. Like, you can save with your feet a little bit, but if you have to dive, you'll let stupid things in, because none of us are goalies. He looks like he's not a goalie.
Why is he so bad? He's come so highly rated.
Because
he
of the
played
pressure.
in the Champions League final.
Pep rated him.
Pressure, bust,
4D
pipe.
Pep does that a lot though.
Pressure, and that's what it is. He is making absolute howlers, and I don't believe he's going to keep making those. I think that his technique of, even when he makes a save, to me, still, like, his mechanics just look off. Everything just looks off. So
Glitchy.
I think, like 100%.
EA has a bug.
100%. Like, it doesn't look real. Like I said, some of the saves he made, just like his save with his shoulder doing that, or just like
Pop and
just
lock it.
moving mad. Do you know what I'm saying?
Twist it.
Shoulder fear, fling.
Pull it.
You know them ones, man's in dancehall just doing like bare different dances, just flinging the shoulder. And I'm like, bro, just save the ball properly. Just do a normal thing.
We got to get a voiceover of Robbie's tunes. Onana in goal. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah, so he's moving mad there. So I'm like, and it's eating him up. So the Man United spotlight, the scrutiny, all these things on top of, you might be a little bit off as well. It's eating him up.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Flex asked him the exact question that we're all sitting here talking about.
Do you feel
He
you
said,
need to prove
there you
that
go.
you're not?
Are you
And the reason why I was asking
Since
that,
that question,
and the reason why I was asking that was, I want to know, because I can, if I'm being honest, I can just see. I'm like,
is it a loaded question?
Of course, I'll be honest, it was, because I'm like, I want to see what he thinks about that.
Yeah.
That's why I asked him it, because I was like, yeah, this is playing out from the back and that, mate, but I'm looking at the mechanics and it's a bit off. So I thought I'd ask him that, and he said, look, I'm not just here because I'm good with my feet. And since then, it's been this. But I will say this though, in that 90th minute when the 6 minutes went up here, I said to you before we start recording, that is the first time, and I will admit it, I'm shameless, it is the first time I started thinking, I need to get out of that Monday show. I'm little sicky, or sorry, Rob, something's come up. I got to record this thing. Something's. I swear, I was going through. Could I drop this one? Could I what? Because I was like,
don't even tell us what you were thinking about dropping, man.
Bro, I was like, listen, I don't know if I'm gonna be able
Have
to
you
do this.
misprofiled McTominay? Because, I mean,
He was a striker in the academy.
the guy's banging in goals, like, and it's not the first time I've seen him put the ball in the back of the net, and he's definitely not good in the
Does
first
it for
phase.
I
Scotland?
was just
Yeah,
going to
it's
say.
just
He needs to,
like-
put it this way. Whenever he does make an appearance for Man United, it needs to be
Off the bench.
further up
Fellaini.
the pitch. Yeah, it needs to be more so
Fellaini,
in the
yeah.
final third. But look, revisionism is great. Look, now we're going to say, obviously, Harry Maguire got an assist. Have we got that wrong? Should he be
Don't
starting every single
you
game for
dare.
Man United? Do you know what I mean?
Was oh.
Awful. Johnny Evans was very good. Have we got that wrong? Should we now give him a 4-year deal? So we can't be silly about this. But what I will say, though, it's really, really ironic that it's the big players for Man United, the ones who were supposed to be the star
Go
players.
miss him.
Casemiro off at half-time, got a parachute on his back. Rashford off in the 60th minute.
Yeah.
Remember I said he keeps bringing them off earlier and earlier and earlier. 60th minute, everyone knows,
the
is the
crowd
earliest.
cheered when he came off
Yeah,
as well. That was-
exactly.
Ganacho's good off the bench.
That's
He was
mad,
good.
though.
Garnacho, he was
came
good.
on,
Bruno, awful, but don't get subbed because he's captain. So there's 3 players I've just mentioned there. But the players who are on the periphery and want him to leave or why they're here, McTominay, Evans, Maguire. Do you know what I mean?
This is not about
Reguilon,
Maguire,
like,
but-
why is he here? But when he's been playing, he's putting his heart and soul into it. The kids like Hannibal. So it's a tough time. But the players who are supposed to be stepping up ain't doing it, and the players on the periphery are.
What is the long-term plan then? Because Rashford, if this continues, people are going to talk about selling him. That's one of your best players, meant to be one of your best
Just
players,
give him a new
especially
deal.
from last season. Just gave him a new deal.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes is the captain. Like, you can't afford for these players to drop off because
That's what
your
Ten Hag's betting on.
replacements won't have you in the position that you need to be in the Prem, and you don't really have this incredible amount of young players. I know you've got Diallo, he's been injured, Garnacho, but it's not like as if you're, say us, where you've just completely stripped the whole team and you've just got loads of young players
and you're waiting for
to
something
put
else.
in. You don't
Ten Hag's
your
put his
team's
faith
pretty experienced.
in some senior players,
Yeah.
especially Rashford and Bruno. Rashford got a whole new deal under Ten Hag's watch and had his best ever season. So you're like, wow, he's fixed Rashford. Great, let's see what happens next season. And he's made Bruno captain and stripped Harry Maguire. So, and that's why Ten Hag, remember I said he don't want to attack them two. He wants us to come out of this period with those two still intact.
He
And
needs
then
them
try
intact.
to try and get going again. Because if they have to come out of the team, you have to, the whole thing collapses. And then you've got to start putting faith in Garnacho, who, I'll be honest, we can't overgas this kid. Like, he's good, he's got a bright future. When he starts games consistently, he hasn't been it. He's better coming off the bench. And if you start going, he's better than Rashford, play him, and then the kid does crap, then what? Then you've got the superstar out of form who's going, you just throw me under the bus. Then you've got the kid who you've
But didn't
played
you
out of
just say
form.
that they cheered when Rashford went off?
Absolutely, because in the moment of the game, right now the fans, I'll be honest, this is from Ten Hag's point of view, the fans, if Ten Hag for the next game against Sheffield United away didn't start Marcus Rashford, not one Man United fan would be like, what's he doing?
Why is that?
Because Rashford's been playing awful.
He's not working very hard.
Yeah,
as well.
he's not working hard
for it.
off the ball. He's not doing well on the ball. His attitude looks off.
Where's this come from though? Because last season he was in training camp in America, did the season of his life, and then this season just off the boil. Like what?
I think it's just come from what Rashford has always been.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, I just think
This is why you don't build
he
your
can't
team around
find
these players,
exactly.
isn't it?
He can't find a consistent level. But on a positive, sometimes I'm not naive enough to say Man United have turned the corner and this is going to be the start of something. Of course I'm not. However, when the chips are down and you are literally staring down the barrel, literally like you're saying, I can't even think of the inquest that would have gone out if we would have
2
lost
weeks
that
as well
game.
of it as
It
well.
was gonna
2 weeks,
It was going to be a big.
He wouldn't have got
the
sacked.
The performance was awful.
Sheffield United away.
Would have been interviewed
But
by
it
Sky
would
Sports again.
it would have got serious heat. And sometimes there can be that one moment that you can look back on and say, remember that when we came back against these lot, and then we went on a little run. But
It feels like you're kicking the can down the road to me.
it's far off that. It's far
Silver
off that.
Ronin here with a comment, and by the way, over 9,000 you're watching live. He says Giroud is a better goalkeeper than Onana. I don't know if you guys saw Giroud had to
so
go in
good.
goal
Yeah, that was mad.
for AC
Unreal, man.
Milan.
Yeah.
And he did
How
all
he
right,
got
didn't
back
he?
up to actually get the ball?
Yeah,
as well
yeah.
after that, yeah.
Could've got kicked in the head.
Maniac Goon says, "Hey Flex, are you ready to admit that Giroud is better than Onana?"
No, I'm not.
Right. S says Flex rated Onana only on a Champions League final, like all the United fans.
No, I don't think that's accurate.
No, I
don't
didn't.
think that's accurate.
Ten Hag had him at Ajax, and he was really good for him even then. Like, I didn't just base it off that Champions
not as
League
bad as
final.
he's looking right
That
now.
he's
No,
not.
definitely not.
Like, there will be a period where Onana's not doing these mad saves where he's just going to just be there with no controversy.
I
He's just
remember
gonna do it.
rightly, even De Gea, when he first came to
His whole
United,
season,
yeah,
first
yeah,
season, was shocking.
remember he
Remember
was
the game at
poor
West
at the
Brom,
start,
was that his
wasn't
The
he?
debut?
thing
And
that
then,
United have with keepers.
De Gea.
but then he turned out to be a great,
I don't
great
think
keeper for them.
Onana's that bad. It's just like when you're in that state of confidence.
confidence
like
is on
everything
the floor.
going against you.
And it's
Would you
different,
dro-
isn't it?
would you
It's
drop
different. You know.
I you don't know. You don't want to know what I'm saying in the ground. That's for in the ground
You
to
drop
know
him
only.
off at the airport.
I was saying, I was like, he's
So
not
get
here.
him
I was
off
like,
it.
Tom Heaton would not make them mistakes. Play Tom Heaton
are we
now.
gonna get
I said, you got to take him off
flex
at half
vlogs?
time. You got to take him off. Yeah. No way. So, nah. Just nah. I was like, just take him off at half time. You've got to take him off half time. Just put Bayandira in at half time. But when you cut him down, it's like, the manager has to play him through it. He has to, because you just bought him in 55 million as the number one.
Yeah.
You have to show ultimate faith, even if he throws a few more away. You have to, but there can't be much more of this. There can't be.
Dragon Vinsco says Eric 10 days left to his managerial career. Well, I think he saved himself with that victory. Random guy in the UK said City playing without KDB and Rodri is a big deal. United are playing without their starting wing backs and a centre back. Right, so he says a laughing stock and hypocrisy. Daniel says the performance was for Caffey. Classic Fergie time. Caffey, of course.
We said that on the Saturday
Fergie's
football show.
wife, who passed away.
It was very befitting
sadly.
that was the way that we won the game after obviously
Yeah.
such bad
Rest
news.
in peace,
Yeah.
man.
Rest in peace for sure. Liverpool. That was a good game yesterday. Liverpool 2. The Seagulls 2.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Full name only.
Though.
Don't matter. You didn't win, mate. It's not easy to beat them, is it?
Everybody here won.
What was the stat? What was the stat I
Do
gave
your job.
AGT? What was the stat I gave AGT when?
Does he have stats
when
for
we?
this game?
I don't know. When we lost, they got slapped 3-0, and I said I've done a little bit of digging. I looked at your last 7 in the Premier League.
1 in 7 against them.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, really? That bad?
1 win in 7.
1 win
But
in
the
7 in the Premier
before
League.
That, we beat them 7 times in a row.
Were they in the Prem when that happened?
Yeah, they came in the Prem 2017.
Oh.
18. But yeah, listen, 2 really crucial mistakes for Liverpool, man. I'm not going to blame McAllister for the first goal. I think it's a Van Dijk issue. You don't really just wrap the ball in, and it wasn't a smooth floats along. It was a bit of a bobbly pass that you would normally have a time to take it down, look up, but fair play to Brighton. They really chased down McAllister, got the ball. Maybe there's a question mark over Alisson not saving that chance. If I'm honest, I think he's better than that. But then it was a really strong goal from Mo Salah. Really good. I mean, again, we kind of, made them pay for their mistake. Lewis Dunk trying to play out from the back, caught them out a couple of times actually, including the penalty that we got. They were playing out from the back. But if you look at the movement of the first goal, Szoboszlai into Nunes, who's really calm and composed.
It's crisp, yeah.
Harvey Elliott, I think he's going to take it. Obviously gets the shout for Mo to leave it, which I think is almost as good as an assist from Harvey. You could see how buzzing Mo was with that. But their second goal, Robbie, the how Robertson's allowed that ball to get fired across the 6-yard box is criminal, really. It was just a bit rubbish, really, from us.
They could have
scored the 2
Good
goals.
analysis
but
at the end. It was just a bit rubbish.
They
There's no chemistry down the left side.
They could have nicked it at the end as well.
João Pedro, mate. What a
But
bad
João
miss.
Pedro
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have.
Gravenberch should have scored as well.
And then listen,
The
2-2 was a fair result.
Yeah,
Gravenberch's miss would have taken us 3-1,
Yeah,
and
that
then the
would have been
game's
game
done.
over, yeah.
So you look back at that moment, you say we should have won the game, but João Pedro should have won the game for them really late on. So 2-2 is probably a fair result. But I'm confused as to why Pascal Gross wasn't sent off. At the time, I was just happy to get a penalty. And Klopp said that as well. He said, I didn't even realise that.
He pulled
at
him
the time.
down?
Yeah, because if you look at, again...
That's a yellow,
look at the
But didn't they
laws,
have a man on the line?
he stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. So that's a red card.
Do you think that warrants a replay? Just
How many times you said that line today?
Twice.
You keep replaying that line. It's boring.
you love a replay, so why not?
No, listen. I think it was a fair result in the end.
So
I'm telling you, this Spurs thing.
Do you know what? It's not even a
It's
Spurs
different.
thing.
No, that's
I'm
just
different.
Abby's on
now.
smoke,
AGT
man.
was
Life
great.
It's one of them, man.
I've had life-changing things happen.
Last week I said I didn't
just
think
make you
there
hold
should
it
be a
now.
replay. So maybe aim that question at someone who did think there should be a replay. Because I said to you last week it shouldn't
you
have
know-
been.
You can't get a red card for that, though, can you?
I
No,
didn't think
but
that's a red
if
card.
you look at
He's touched the shirt a little bit. It's just
And there's a
foul.
player on the line.
Yeah.
Bro, it's
Then
a
there was
big
another
rip in
penalty
the
straight
shirt.
after that. There could have been 2 pens. Take your pick. Because someone else took.
Yeah, exactly.
Got taken after as well.
That was maybe even worse than the
Yeah,
actual one.
I think.
But yeah,
the pen's
disappointing,
right.
man. We had a really good chance yesterday to go up to 20 points, 19 points ourselves. And Doyle and I are watching the game here. It just wasn't good enough from a defensive standpoint. But going ahead, I know we're going to create loads of chances.
Yeah. Do
I
you know
know
what?
we're going to score loads of goals. I know we're going to end up there or thereabouts. But I don't like this. And it was the first time yesterday we saw Alisson basically playing as a centre-back. How high was he up the pitch? I've never seen that. So that was something that Klopp implemented for this specific game because it's how to kind of
And he
break
got caught
Brighton.
out.
And we got caught out, man. So
You know what?
that's
I
something
see
to learn
two
from.
teams
Next game,
there,
by the way, after the break is the derby and Everton
Yeah,
are
it's
playing
Huge
well.
that.
You
That's
at
huge.
Early
You're
kickoff.
mashed up.
Yeah.
You're at Anfield for that.
It's at Anfield.
jeez.
2 teams, right?
Beat them.
That I feel going forward, brilliant, but can't defend. Brighton. I was saying this
What
like
about can't defend? Are you talking about Brighton and Liverpool?
I'm talking about Brighton and Liverpool, right?
Can't
both of
defend.
them.
That's a bit harsh, Robbie. I'd say.
Both of them leak.
About Liverpool.
Both
They
of
give you
them-
chances. They both
Both
give
of
you
them give
chances.
you
Can't
too many
defend, though.
chances. Well, not maybe can't defend's too harsh.
You got to put Man United in that as well. We
But they
give away
give
those
too many
chances.
chances. Like Brighton, right? I'm looking at a game, right? Yesterday, I was watching it, and I'm thinking, you're in the lead, right? There were 2-1 up here, 2-0.
No, 1-0. They were 1-0 up.
They were
Sorry, 1-0
And they
up.
were 2-1 down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We were 2-1.
They conceded 2 goals inside like
Yeah.
5
space of a
minutes.
5
They're 1-0
minutes.
Before half time.
Yeah.
They're 1-0 up. You're getting near to half time. someone's got to just say, right, let's just.
But this is what.
But the thing is, I just noticed with
De
Zerbi.
Zerbi now. He hates De Zerbi.
No. Listen, I think De Zerbi is a top-class manager, but I do think he has to know when to do certain things.
That's a bet.
Surely, then, don't you just say, let's just like hold on to this a bit now to a half
He doesn't
time.
do that.
Get a
But he's
feeling
just
for the
like,
He doesn't
game.
do that.
they're doing the madness playing out and all that back, get caught, Liverpool get one
Did you see
back.
what was funny?
All right, now lock it
Then
down
just get
again.
to half-time, yeah.
Then they literally go and do the same thing
hold
again, and
myself,
they just 2-1 down. I'm just like, that is madness.
Do
for
you
me.
know what? There's actually 4
That's
mistakes
madness.
in the whole game that equaled
Yeah.
4 goals.
Yeah.
2 from us, 2 from them. But the funny thing was, you know, when he got the yellow, De Zerbi, Klopp kind of came over and was like, your
Oi.
first time, yeah?
Bro, he was going, listen, I don't want to swear, I got done over last week, man, it ain't worth it. He was doing that. Like,
But
don't
De
worry,
Zerbi
don't
after the
worry.
game said he loves Klopp, and I respect that because Klopp came over and was like, listen, bro, just calm down, man.
It ain't worth it.
Don't get yourself sent off, man. I've been there, bro. Trust me. It's your first one.
That
that's
was
cute.
funny. That was
I
funny.
rated that. But yeah, listen, 2 points drop for sure.
Matisse, what was you going to say
Yeah,
about
please.
Zerbi?
It's just frustrating when you're looking at Brighton for once. You're like, I really hope you do a job here. And you're 1-0 up, and they concede the first goal, playing out from the back, fine. And it's like you just do it again. It's like, can you not just have
Bregan,
a
I
bit
don't know
of
what he was
management,
thinking.
game management? I know you want to play out from the back, but sometimes just go the other way. You know, even Man City at the Etihad last season, they played it long. It's not illegal. You can do it. You got João Pedro up there. He'll hold up the ball. He's a very technical player. Very good at dropping in between the lines. Just go for it. And it was like, just get to half time, like you said, because Liverpool are one of the most vicious pressing teams in this league.
We can
If
kill
not,
you in 5 seconds. if
it's
you make
like
a
it's not.
mistake.
If
But they
it's,
paid them respect though, because I was looking at Liverpool and they weren't really. It was kind of like in a mid block for most of it, letting Brighton.
I think
have it
they
for
were
some
baiting
bits.
them into
Yeah.
it, and then they were like,
that
right,
was
go
it.
Yeah,
with
they
it.
just
You know what I
moved
mean?
the time.
So
It
it
weren't
was-
like you was pressing the keeper from the
But
up.
you
As soon as
got-
it went to the middle third, then you
Yeah.
started to engage.
You
As
got
soon as they made
Szoboszlai.
that first mistake, we
Yeah.
smelled
You were
blood.
on them, yeah. It's like Szoboszlai, ball of energy, Diaz, Nunes.
The way
it's like,
he
come
presses
on, man.
is unreal,
Like,
by the way. Szoboszlai.
Yeah, it's
Some
annoying.
guy, man.
Because you know it's Liverpool, they're one of the best pressing teams, so it seemed like such a silly mistake to make.
But that's the
them
De
particular.
Zerbi ball, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
how Emery is, high line, don't care who you're
Got
playing
to-
against.
And you'll
get
How
caught out or you
Liverpool are,
won't.
just play the same way,
Yeah,
play
but
the
in the
same
end,
way.
Got to be sensible with it sometimes.
In
though.
the end, it was a
they
draw.
concede too many goals. They
He
get,
didn't lose.
against Marseille during the week, 2-0 down.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Exactly.
all right, you're putting it conceding
on fire, by
too
the way.
many. You've got to have times where you're more sensible with what you're doing. That's what I just feel with
Yeah.
De Zerbi.
Yeah. Listen,
Great
Brighton,
manager,
fair play.
exciting team, love how they play, but if they were a bit more sensible yesterday, they could have got a better result out
Yeah,
of that game.
fancy leads.
Yeah. By the way, just don't forget to remember the Fair Play app. If you made that bet on Arsenal to win or draw against Manchester City, you've won some money, right? So
I've got a
if
new
you
bet.
signed up last week and didn't accept the bet, you can do that now and get your winnings. It's all been deposited. And this international break, Fair Play are giving away a £5 free bet to your account. When you register, use the code INT to receive your £5 free bet to play with your mates. Make your own bets and have some fun. When you're signing up, you're automatically going to be entered into the draw to win a signed Lionel Messi Qatar 2022 shirt. You need to be over 18, gamble aware. The link is in the description. Download it now.
I've got a little bet. If you fancy it, Mr. Fleck.
I do. Like Ricky.
So last week,
Yeah.
I played your cameraman at FIFA. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. FC24. Right, that's the F word. He was giving it a lot of smoke. He was saying how he was going to beat me. He was actually 3-0 up at half time. He jumped on his Instagram stories. Agut, that's what he calls
Yeah.
me. You are a disgrace. You're a cheat. And I was saying, listen, the game's not over yet. I went on to win 6-3. And then he wanted another game. I said, I'll beat
is
you again,
ridiculous.
3-1. And then I
Because
said,
who was 3-0 up?
He was
How did the
3-0
game
up.
carry
He was-
on? Why did you should pass
No.
the pad? It's
Half
3-0.
time.
no. Half time
Half
came in.
time. 3-0. If it gets to
No, what do you
3-0,
mean?
this
It
is
was 3-0 in the
whatever
end,
the bet
because
is
I
for the
beat him in the free game.
EAFC thing, I will play you because 3-0 means instant over. You don't get to go
not.
to
I
half
I think it's
time.
That's
only
not
over
the new rules.
if you don't think you can come back.
So I said, why are you
6-3.
filming me? There's
3-0
still
is
45
over.
minutes to
End
go. So then I said, I'll be Sevilla, you can be Arsenal. I slumped him again. So my bet to you is,
Yeah, Man United.
how many games do you want? 1 game or best out of 3?
Best out of 3. I'll do you twice.
Oh,
Mad.
All right,
What
let's
difficulty
go.
do you lot play?
£20.
All right,
£20
Fair
fair
play.
play.
No,
No,
what
legendary. Legendary.
The one just below the top.
No, see, this is what I mean. He's not
So
serious.
No, when I play by
He
myself,
plays
though,
world class. I play
that's
legendary.
playing with someone else.
Oh,
Ask me what I play singular.
Ultimate level.
What do you play?
Top
singular?
one. Top level.
Top
Right,
one.
okay, now he takes
Top
it.
one.
But that's a bet you can take.
All
Yeah,
right.
here's another one.
That's a bit on
I
fair
got
play.
another one for you
Ooh.
if you want that
Go
as
on.
well. I bet that your boy is going to start for England this week as well. Harry Maguire. I reckon he's going to start.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Well, maybe we'll just stay on that one. But
course
we've
he's
shaken
starting.
hands. It's going in.
I bet
fair
you your
play.
boy Joe Gomez don't.
I'll take that.
Is he in the squad?
Exactly. There you go.
Is he in the squad?
But we're doing that bet on fair play. It's a best out of 3. FC 24. Liverpool United. We'll
Yep.
do home, away, and then a neutral ground just to switch
Wembley
it
after
up.
that, I want.
If you want. Anfield South, no problem. So shake it, and I'll see you on fair play.
Okay.
Go on then, mate.
Sanjeet with a super chat. He says, "Who is the face of English football now? Is it Saka, Jude, or Rice?" Andy Annie says, "Ten Hag is very lucky that Braveheart saved him." Dragon
was a Braveheart.
Vensqua says, "Arsenal to win the title this season. Invincibles? I don't think so. Invincible anyway." Skullfuggery says, "Pint for Abbey. That was cold." Right? That
Do you
was
drink
cold.
pints?
Right.
What do you drink?
Maniac.
What's your-
I don't really have a preference, to be honest.
anything.
Just
Just wine.
anything.
Whatever.
I've been going to football my whole
Whatever's
life. It's
there.
whatever someone was going to get me.
Maniac
Forget
says,
you,
Maniac, is a question for
Get
everyone.
yourself, bloke.
Maniac says, when is a team considered a title contender?
Not now.
Not now. Not 8 games in.
Yeah, it's too early.
Don't even talk about
Mid-February.
it.
Mid-Feb?
Mid-Feb
Okay.
for me.
Black Wolf says,
Valentine's Day.
Robbie, maybe the Churchill speech was meant for yesterday, and Flex, no better feeling than Fergie-time goals at Old Trafford. Let's go United, he says. Some of the other games, West Ham 2, Newcastle
Good game,
2.
man.
Good game now.
Was good.
A very, very good game. Mohamed
Well done,
Kudus with a great goal. I feel that a lot of teams have slipped on that guy.
Potential foul by Isaac on Ugard for the goal. Pushing the back.
Little push, but
Not much in it.
Not for me.
Okay.
Not for
Asking
me.
the question.
Isaac could have had a hat-trick. He was very
Ref
unlucky.
watch. Full
He,
stop.
I
he
am
hit the
back on
post.
ref watch.
But that was a good
Getting a
game.
whistle next week. Some cards.
Yeah.
That's good point for Newcastle after
Yeah.
coming off that PSG
Massive.
win.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Go
Matt
to
Rennan
West
said
Ham,
he'd take
you know.
it. Did you see his video that he put
I
up?
didn't know.
You know how like the away fans, home fans, there's always stewards in between them.
Oh yeah.
Like when they scored to go 2-1, they were giving it, and then the steward started getting involved, and Matty's like, "Is that a steward or a fun? Sit down, son." And even the other stewards were going up to the steward like, "Calm
Loud.
down, mate," 'cause he was going like that.
These Newcastle fans are mad. They're always causing trouble now, you know.
I know, man.
Because they're good now, you know what I mean? Getting all these results.
See what
Told
they
you,
did
man.
to the
There's no
PSG fans?
no
Yeah,
media, no
listen,
darlings
Right,
anymore,
they're
mate.
going to get a welcome in Paris, by the way.
I saw the video of what happened in Newcastle for PSG, and everybody in the quotes is like, "You shouldn't be going to Paris,
Yeah.
because that's not gonna go well."
Okay. Wolves, of course, drawing with Aston Villa. Another good game there. But honours even. And ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Let's give it now.
Shameless, man.
Burnley 1, Chelsea 4.
Go on, give it a wee
Now
up.
he's going to take the
Raheem
Oh, no,
Sterling,
he's keeping it
he
up.
told you all, I was going to be the top scorer. I was going to return to the throne. Look at
Depends how
Raheem
many
now.
goals he gets.
Yeah,
Whether that's a good thing.
He's
But it was
playing,
a great
he's playing very
performance.
well for you.
Are you back?
When he has
In the
played.
last game, in this game, he played very well for us. He had a big dip where he was quite poor. Bournemouth, he had a horrendous error not passing to Jackson on 2v1 with the keeper. So he's been very up and down. But he was unbelievable this game. His performance was ridiculous.
He was
involved in
responsible for every goal, wasn't he?
Every single goal. And even outside of the goals, you can see his highlight reel, and it's just taking on your man, getting the balls into the box, being a threat.
to basics, man.
Yeah, being brave, being daring. So he was really good. To be honest, it was a game of two halves, because the first half we obviously were 1-1 with them, but we were 1-0 down, and outside of we started quite well, and then when they scored, we just lost our momentum, and they started bopping it, and I was like, this is not the Burnley I grew up watching.
Do you see
There's
what
no
I'm saying?
Sam Vokes, there's
a
no
few
Ashley
little-
Barnes.
Yeah, bro. No
They're-
Gunnarsson just whipping it in from the...
They're keeping possession, and I'm like, when are we going to get the ball back
Yeah.
here? Like, what's going on?
No Dwight
just
McNeil
put it
just
forward like
spamming
you
crosses.
always used to do. Do you know what I mean? So that wasn't easy to take. But I with Cole Palmer on that pitch right now, I'm enjoying football again. That guy is just a class act. You can tell
I can't
that
believe he left City.
Pep's coached
Cannot
him.
believe
It's
it.
exactly what probably Man City needed against
Yeah.
Arsenal, funnily enough, because they didn't use Matheus Nunes. This guy is just such a baller, man. Like, it gave me like shades of Juan Mato, who we gave to you, and then you ruined him as well. Like, he was a baller as well. You ruined him. Player of the year 2 times.
You ruined your own club.
No, 2-time player of the year.
That wasn't us,
We
that
give
was
it to
you.
you in his prime, and you ruined him. That's one of my favourite players.
That comes to your club.
Listen, they ruined Di Maria as well, yeah? So they've got a catalogue. They've
ruined a whole host of players.
Shevchenko, Crespo,
Eto'o.
I can go on.
Pogba. Shameless. But no, it was second half was much better. The tempo
Torres.
improved, and we started strutting our stuff, and it was nice to get some goals. Jackson got a goal. He's been getting a lot of heat. Batshuayi, they've been calling him, but it was a nice little tidy finish. But Palmer took away his penalty. So as we're getting players back now, James is back for Arsenal, Gusto's back, Carney's back on the bench. So
Robbie.
the balance, hopefully, the team's coming
What's
back.
that, a threat? Is that a threat to Robbie?
It's
What
not
was
a
that?
threat. It's just me stating my team coming back to fitness.
Coming to your
okay.
block.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to talk on Thursday.
We got you soon. We got you soon.
I'm not going to be here for that
I'm
one.
not worried about you.
threatening us.
Let me tell you.
So,
Man's
but
making threats.
there's still things to improve, because we had Cucurella at right back, who's he wasn't overlapping.
goal.
Yeah, for the goal as well. I mean, for the goal, it was him, Silva, everybody. Do you know what I mean? It was awful, the goal that we conceded. So there's still a lot of improvements to make. But yeah, we won. We
looking
got
up.
our goals. When I see my team get 4 goals in one game, 1 month I used to be.
Yeah, I've got a
You're
very.
starving.
When was
You
the
know,
last
we-
time you did that?
Can't
4 in a
remember.
game.
Ridiculous. 4 goals in one game.
4 goals in a
couldn't
month.
believe it. 2 goals the previous game. That's 6 goals in
Probably
2 games.
maybe under Lampard, maybe, in my opinion.
I can't remember. Honestly,
The first
probably,
time
yeah,
Lampard.
probably the first time.
The
yeah.
first
In a
Lampard.
month, like 4 goals in one game. Like you've had 4 goals in a
It's
month.
mad. It's mad.
Before.
They were
And
using
you
goal of
scored
the
breaking
month training
records.
goals
6
on the
goals.
CCTV.
You had 6 goals this month. That's absolutely.
How many goals Richarlison got?
Well, we're not talking about him. I'm
When Son goes to South Korea, I really hope
My
that
babe, I was
Richarlison.
I'm
gonna
actually giving
call
you a
him
compliment.
Richardson.
I was giving you a compliment.
No, you're not.
I was
The
giving
way
you
you're
a
looking at me is
compliment.
Nah,
not.
that's definitely not a
Listen,
compliment.
the way she was
I
looking
was
at me
saying
is
you
not
were
no compliment.
starving. You were starving. You had to go to training to look at goals. And you had
What's
6
with
in a
all
month.
this?
I'm saying
All
there's
this. If it's a
improvement.
compliment, what's
There's
with that?
improvement. Let's go
What's
to
with all
piano,
this?
yeah?
You two are combined between a rocking chair and a piano.
Let's go learn.
Listen, I swear, I hope my players are fit for Tottenham away, because we
I
need to
am
go
not
there.
worried
When we go
about
there,
you.
when we go there, it's war.
That game-
Let me
When we
tell
go
you,
there,
the
it's war. I don't want to
atmosphere.
hear about
The
who's in form. I
atmosphere,
don't
when
care.
you come-
When we
when
play
you come
Tottenham,
to
it's on site. I don't
when
care.
you come to Tottenham,
I don't care.
just you'll be holding it.
Listen,
That's
when we
all
come
I'm
when
gonna
we go
say.
to Tottenham, I
I have
really hope
absolutely
people are ready.
no fear over
fair
Reece,
that.
play ready
Reece
for that
James, make sure you're available for Tottenham away. I don't want to see
When is
nobody
he ever
in.
available?
Brother, I
You know
don't
what the
care.
mad thing is?
You
He
can
tweeted
miss
saying
months.
there's more to come. He's not played since.
You can miss many months in 2024. Tottenham away, you make sure you're available. I don't care whether it's
Don't go
injections or
anywhere.
what. You're on that pitch.
Don't go
Captain,
anywhere.
you're on that pitch against Tottenham away,
Till
because
he gets
this is
injured
war.
on the 54th
This is war.
minute.
Remember when you
And then
came to
goes.
us,
This is what-
yeah, when Rob Holding got sent off, and like, what was the atmosphere like that night?
It's good.
Yeah, just you wait. Because that was nothing in compared to what's coming.
What's coming?
When you come back with your manager,
We will.
That is nothing in
What,
comparison.
is he going to get booed and everything?
Oh,
Is
it'd be hostile.
Especially now because they love off Ange as well.
I'll be there now.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'll be on the
little
terraces.
little wrist injury for Van der Ven. In goes who you got?
what?
Dyer.
Sarah Dyer's still there.
Basuma, little ankle injury.
Matisse
You know
is
what I'm saying?
1-0.
Little
It's
couple
1-0.
days out. In comes Skip.
Hop,
Son.
skip and a jump, cuz.
Solomon's out. Perisic is out. Son has to go to the left. Richarlison. Listen, a couple little problems for that Tottenham.
What about Davis? When can Davis
Brother,
and Emerson
I'm
Royal get
telling
back
you,
in?
that starting 11 could look real peak, real quick. And Maddison as well, he's a little bit of an injury concern every year. So, listen, you better relax.
It's all right. You just talk, babe.
We got a poll going. Will Chelsea
Celso in the
finish?
10s.
I like the Celtics
We will be there.
to be fair.
It's mad.
Will Chelsea finish in the top? I thought he said top 4. He said top 6. 37% say yes. 63% say no.
No.
Still early in the season. They've won their last 2 games. Who knows? Dr. Shubnan says since KDB's injury, Haaland's not looking good. He's like a parasite. He needs someone to feed off.
Yeah, no
That's
service, no
why
impact.
They will never
Bed
reach
bust, that's him.
the level
He's a
of the
bed
GOAT
bug.
CR7. Even Messi needed Iniesta, Xavi, the likes to feed off. Here you go, CR7 fire. The Black Greenish says, Rob is so happy I can even see 2 strands of new hair. JT says, Spurs first in the Premier League, first in the Premier League 2, and first in the under-18s. Need to steal their players. Santiago will end up at Real Madrid. Are you first in the
Santiago.
under-18s as well? That's going well. Tom Miller says Nkunku and 800 million in the next transfer window, and we may get the Europa. Also, goals against only City and Arsenal have done better. It feels like a very good win. Mick Dundee says Arsenal have managed to give Spurs a 2-point gap over Man City at the top of the Premier League, as Spurs have already know that they can play the Gooners off the park, he says. All right. And Black Greedy says again, Matisse made me hate Chelsea less. Now I just find them funny. The other
huge banter club.
just running through some of the other results.
That's not you talking, surely. Did she just call us a banter club? What happened?
Bro, it's different. She's lost
her mind. She's lost her mind. She's not with us.
You've been pure banter for the last 18 months.
You've been pure banter for the last 18 years.
I agree.
Since I came out the womb, I have not seen one moment of success for your club. And the one moment of success you had, we gave to you on a platter with Jonathan Woodgate. You should be thanking us. You should be thanking us. We gave you your only trophy. We gave you that Carabao Cup. That Carol Bobbins Cup. Thank us. Respect us.
I've never said we're not a banter club. We are a banter club. But welcome to your banter club era.
Nah.
All right. So you
You're going to have to stop them doing the F1.
It's like Arthur and
Stop them
DW.
doing
He wouldn't come and do F1 with me yesterday.
Verstappen won the championship, so I was like...
He was like, I'm not coming.
You two are Arthur and DW.
Crystal Palace.
We actually are.
Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 0, ball draw there. A lot of injuries for Crystal Palace, so probably they'll take that. And Everton warming up nicely for that
Can I just
derby.
say, what a goal by Jack Harrison.
Yeah.
Have we all seen this goal?
Great goal by Harrison.
Wow.
3-0, maybe you could repeat that at Anfield.
The B-Tech
That's who they
James
got
too.
next. 3-0 against Bournemouth. Bournemouth, by the way, you know, they are really struggling at the moment.
Gary O'Neill back,
Gary
mate.
O'Neill's doing all right at Wolves. They sacked him.
Why'd they sack
You
him?
know,
He's doing a good job.
Mad.
all these clubs that want these glamour managers, right? You know what I mean? I saw today Birmingham City, they've sacked
John Eustace. What a disgrace.
They're going to bring in Wayne Rooney, right? You know what I mean? And the guy's just won his last, 3 games? I mean, it's crazy. But listen, as it stands, the bottom of the table, Sheffield United still only on 1 point. Bournemouth now in the bottom 3 on 19th. Only got 3 points. No wins yet for them this season. Burnley on 4 points, and just above them, just out of the drop zone, is Luton on 4 points. Those are the teams down at the bottom. Top of the table, Tottenham Hotspur, joint top.
Well, it's not that. It's not technically, is it? It's not technically.
Go on, say that one if the season finished
Joint
today. Go
top.
on.
If the goal scored, isn't it? So say
Well,
it.
the goal difference is exactly the same.
Goal scored.
And then goals shouldn't count.
Can you imagine if the title was decided like that?
Yes, Lauren. Robbie. Yes, Robbie.
Can you imagine if
Those goals shouldn't even go.
Can you imagine if the title was decided between Tottenham and Arsenal on goals scored?
I can't.
Oh my
But
God.
remember, the goals scored, right? But they have played 3 promoted teams in Luton, Sheffield United.
Have we?
and-
We've also played Arsenal, we've played Liverpool, played United.
So
I actually saw someone comment saying, we haven't played anyone of
No,
of
you have
Test.
played.
And
You
it was
have.
an Arsenal fan, so you don't rate your own team? I think
No,
it was
no.
by iconic Arsenal. In
No,
the
but you have.
Marcus, she remembers the name and everything.
I don't know.
Jeez.
Listen, I don't know about that.
Keeps
Fact. But what I'm saying is,
got to
you
listen
have
to
played
that.
3.
Can you not beat the team that's in front of you?
No, hold on. You have played
You've got to beat
3.
the team that's in
No,
front of you.
you goals scored.
Yeah.
You played 3 promoted teams.
Yeah.
Sheffield United.
She has to be stopped.
So mad.
Abby must be stopped.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who was the other one? Burnley. And by the way, you scraped over the line with 2 of them promoted
Ground them
teams.
out. Ground them out.
Ground them out.
Any other
Remember when
team,
I said
ground
a
them
couple
out.
of weeks back, and I said, I think I was sitting there at the time, because you was to my left, and I went, Abby's not humble. Something's this
No, no, I just-
this can't go on.
This is not about being humble. This is about giving a team that should have no right at this moment in time to be top of the league. They are top of the league and they're playing well. So give some flowers where it's due.
Top of the league.
Thank
Tottenham
you.
Those flowers
Thank
die.
In second
Don't
place.
water those flowers.
Top of the league on 20 points, unbeaten still, Tottenham Hotspur. Second place, still unbeaten on 20 as well, is Arsenal. In third place now, Man City on 18. Liverpool in fourth on 17 points. And just behind them in fifth, Villa. And sixth place, Brighton. Both of them on 16 points, right? I just remembered, right, you need to apologise. The other day you said
Who
to
did I
me,
cuss?
I'm pointing to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who did I cuss?
Right.
What did I do?
Right. I remember you said to me, I need to apologise to Son.
Yeah.
I think you need to apologise to McTominay.
Why? I've never cussed him.
The man came on and saved the skin of
Yeah,
the
but
team,
I
man.
haven't. No, you said who's son? Why should we be scared? I weren't saying why is McTominay at my club and all this.
Did you not want him gone in the summer?
I was actually said we should turn down that bid from West Ham and get more. That's what I said.
You wanted him.
That's what I said.
We wanted more for Gallagher.
Rewind it. Rewind it
That's
at me.
not saying keep him, is it?
No, by saying he's a better player, to give him his props and get more.
Listen, every player has their price. McTominay
that's
definitely
not a
has
say
his
sorry.
price.
Anyway, to be fair, McTominay.
Yeah.
McTominay has his price.
done brilliant.
Let's be serious.
sure.
Yeah.
Tuchel says, Abby, please bring the same energy when VAR burned Spurs too.
It's happened to us loads of
Ball
times.
was moving when Kulu took that
That's
corner.
true, actually.
United injuries will return. No red for Kovacic,
moving.
but great result for Arsenal. Chelsea improving. Spurs to finish 6th. Ooh.
Cool.
I like that.
Precise Side
bet
says,
you do.
why
It's gonna
are
be
we
nice.
gassing Spurs every season? They start well and fade away.
True.
They were top 4 for half of last season.
Yeah.
True.
Listen, we've come to the end of the show today. Don't forget this international break, Fair Play are giving away a £5 free bet to your account. All you got to do is just register. Use the code INT to receive your £5 free bet to play with your mates. You two can do that. Make up your own bits and have some fun. When signing up, you'll also be able to be automatically entered into a draw where you can win a Lionel Messi 2022 Qatar World Cup shirt. Shirt users need to be... Sorry, users. Users need to be 18 and over. Gambleaware.com. Link in the description. Download it right now and remember, accept the last bet if you haven't done that already. I want to thank my brilliant panel today. First of all, thank everybody. There was nearly 10,000 watching
to you at
live,
home,
so
man.
big up to everybody
Crazy.
at home. Big up to you, Flex.
Big up.
Man like Fleck.
Man like Fleck. AGT. Matisse.
Thank you.
And of course, Abby on smoke today, man, firing up the place.
Oh,
That-
mate.
She should be. She's top of the league,
Thank
so
you.
big it up to Abby. And big up to you guys out there. Remember, we will be back on Thursday, even though there is no Premier League games this weekend because of the international break, but we will be back.
I don't think you're going to be back though, are you?
You don't worry about me. We will be back. Right, so we'll be back there, and then also be back next week, Monday as well. So make sure you keep it locked here on DR Sports. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and also don't forget to check out Fair Play. Thanks very much. See you on Thursday.